Hello everyone, welcome to Social Studies class. Today we are going to look at the topic production. Production. And so we are going to look at some concepts like manufacturer. Now, manufacturers are an important part of the Nigeria economy. Who are these manufacturers? They are people who take raw products such as oranges and cocoa into their factories and turn them into orange juice, okay, and chocolate. And so this process of turning these oranges and cocoa into orange juice and chocolate is called production. The process of turning this raw material into finished goods is what we refer to as production. Okay? Now, manufacturing is a process through which raw materials are turned into finished goods. Okay? Production is complete when the goods and services produced reach the final users. So, as we continue, you will know who are the final users. Okay? So, the people who use the goods and services are called consumers, like you and I. Okay, we are called consumers. Now, production can be divided into three categories. Okay, number one, we have primary production. Number one, we have primary production. Now, the primary production involves the extraction of raw materials from the soil or sea. For example, farming, fishing, and mining. So goods available at this stage are called raw materials. Goods that are available at this primary stage of production are called raw materials. Don't forget I said production can be divided into three categories. And I said number one is primary production, which involves the extraction of raw materials from the soil or sea, like farming, fishing, and mining. The second stage is secondary production. Secondary production. Now, the secondary production is a stage at which the raw materials are processed and transformed into finished products. This will usually take place in a manufacturing industry or processing plant. Okay, this is the second stage of production. Now, these raw materials are being processed into finished products in the secondary production. The third stage, which is the final stage, is the tertiary production. Tertiary production is the stage at which the finished goods are supplied to the customers. Okay, this stage completes the production process. Okay, now you look at the three stages. The first stage is the primary production, where we talk about raw materials. Okay, raw material that comes from farm. Okay, now at this primary production, the raw material comes from the farmers. Okay, the manufacturers go to the farmer to buy these raw materials such as oranges, such as cocoa, could be yam, and other raw materials. Okay, now in stage 2, which is the secondary production, the manufacturer will now turn all this into a finished goods. Now, when you turn it into a finished goods, you need to sell it out to make money, and that is the tertiary stage, where the finished goods are supplied to the customers. Okay, now Nigerian factories produce all kinds of goods. In Nigeria, we produce all kinds of goods like clothes, shoes, mineral water, soft drinks, rubber tires, furniture, and all kinds of food. Some of what is produced in the factory is exported to other countries, okay? And some is sold to Nigerians in the market and store. In the market and store, okay? These are processes, all right? Now, there's what we call chain of distribution. Chain of distribution. Now, the chain of distribution, this is the process which raw material go through before reaching the final consumers. Okay? Now we have the raw materials. As you can see, number one there we have the raw materials. The raw materials from the farmer will go to the manufacturers. The manufacturers will process it into finished products, okay? And wholesalers or agent will buy it from the manufacturers. Now, when the wholesalers buy from the manufacturers, the retailer will come to the wholesaler and buy, and the consumer will buy from the retailers. So I'm going to explain each of these stages to you, okay? Now, who are the wholesalers? Because already we know that we've known who the manufacturer is. It's a man or woman that turn this raw material into finished products. Now, who is a wholesaler or agent? The wholesaler is the trader who buy these goods from the manufacturer in large quantity and sell them in smaller quantities to the retailer. So the wholesaler goes to the manufacturer, buy in large quantity and sell in small quantity to the retailer. The wholesaler find markets for the manufactured goods, and so the wholesaler can be referred to as a middleman. They act as middlemen between the manufacturer and the retailer. Now, who is a retailer? The retailer buys goods in small quantity from the wholesaler and sell them in units to the final consumers. And so, we are referred to as the final consumer, okay? You that goes to the supermarket to buy chocolate, you go to the supermarket to buy soft drink for yourselves, you are the final consumer. And the person who sells this in bits, in small quantities to you, is referred to as the retailer, okay? And so, retailers include street hawkers, those who sell oranges, sell mangoes, sell apples on the street, okay? Those hawkers, market sellers, small store, department stores, and supermarkets, okay? They are retailers. So the retailer completes the production process by taking the goods to the final consumer. The retailer completes the process of production by taking the goods to the final consumers. Until the goods get to the final consumer, the process of production is not yet completed. And so, this is how the process of production takes place, okay? From raw materials, which comes from the farmer, to the manufacturer. From manufacturer, the wholesaler will buy. From the wholesaler, the retailers will buy from the wholesalers, and the retailer will sell to the consumers. Well, that is the final stage of production.